Hi dear students, before your exam I just want to give you a review question paper of surgical nursing also. It is one of the easiest question paper I can say among the second year subjects. So we will have a quick review of part 1, that is essay questions. So the first question is long essay which carries 12 marks. And the question is, Mrs. Raji, 45 years old, had undergone modified radical mastectomy for cancer of breast. List post-operative exercise following mastectomy. Describe the nursing management of Mrs. Raji for first 48 hours of surgery. Explain breast self-examination. So the question has three things. First one is list post-operative exercise. Nursing management for first 48 hours, that is, we can say immediate care, and then explain breast self-examination. So before starting any essay questions, make sure that you write an introduction, and whenever they give a subject like this, Mr. X or Mr. Y, so in that case you have to write that Mrs. Raji, 45-year-old, had undergone, so you have to write that one. And here we can define what is breast cancer and what is mastectomy. So breast cancer is a malignant growth that begins in the tissue of the breast, and the radical mastectomy is the complete removal of the entire breast, including skin, nipple, areola, axillary lymph nodes, major and minor fascia, pectoral muscle of the pectoral muscles. So whenever you write introduction, just try to write whatever important terms in that question, just you can define it. And the next is, the first part of the question is post-operative exercise after mastectomy. So we have so you can straight away go and write the exercise and that explanation. Here I have given some introduction, like it's an important part of your recovery after surgery of breast cancer. Why? Because it decreases the shoulder limitation after surgery, improve normal movements, reduce pain, and strengthen the muscles after the surgery. So what are all the exercises? Mastectomy exercises, there are plenty. Actually here I have given some important exercise. First one is wall climbing. You have to write at least few lines under each heading. Rope turning, so how it works. Rod or broomstick lifting, pulley tugging, wand exercise, and shoulder squeezing. So all these exercises you can list down, and under each heading you have to write few lines. The next is nursing management of patient undergone mastectomy. They did not ask management, they have asked for nursing management. So you should always focus on only nursing part here. So you should start with the nursing assessment. So in the first 48 hours, we should always focus on airway breathing pattern of the patient, vital signs including SpO2 and pain, circulation in her hands and feet, and incision site you have to look for swelling, bleeding or redness, and the drain you have to watch for the volume and color of the drain. So this is the important assessment part. You do it in the first 48 hours of patient undergone mastectomy. So always nursing management, in the essay questions you start with assessment, then diagnosis, and then interventions. So immediate post-operative, as they have asked for first 48 hours, we can specifically mention that what is the immediate post-operative management you do for the mastectomy patients. Monitor vitals, take temperature regularly, monitor for signs of complications, check for incision site and surgical drain, check intravenous infusion, monitor urine output to know the renal patency, maintain comfort with body positioning and pain medication, because the patient had complete removal radical mastectomy where they will have severe pain and discomfort. So if we see the nursing diagnosis, fear and anxiety related to loss of body part, which is a very essential thing, impaired skin integrity related to surgical incision, acute pain related to tissue trauma, activity intolerance related to post-surgical weakness and limited ROM, situational low self-esteem due to disfiguring surgical procedure, deficient knowledge, and risk for injury. So you can frame a nursing care plan for this essay question, because it's a long essay. Of course we need to write you can write like first 3 diagnoses, you can explain it in nursing care plan. The next is breast self-examination. Breast self-examination is the examination of breast by patient herself to know the variation in breast tissue. It plays a vital role, and there are some techniques we use it, like inspection, palpation. In the palpation, we have 3 types of palpation, that is circular palpation, wedge palpation, and vertical strip palpation. The steps in breast self-examination. The step 1, stand in front of mirror, check both the breast or anything unusual, look for discharge, puckering, dimple or scaling of the nipple. Step 2 and 3 helps to check the contour of the breast. So what you have to do in step 2, watch closely as clasping the hands behind the head and press hands forward. And step 3, you have to press the hand firmly on the hip and bow slightly and pull the shoulders and elbows forward. And in step 4, raise the left arm. Use 3 fingers of right hand to feel the left breast carefully and thoroughly. Use all the 3 techniques what we have mentioned here in the palpation, and check the entire breast and the nipple for any unusual lumps or masses. It's not messes, actually it is masses. Repeat the examination on the right side. And in step 5, we usually lie down, lie flat on your back with left arm over the head and a pillow folded towel under the left shoulder. So you have to lift the chest, and you have to use the same palpation techniques to look for any masses. Repeat it on the other side. So these are all the 5 steps. Try to write it with explanation, and we are finishing the long essay here. So what you have to do when you write management, if they ask specifically nursing management, you should start with the assessment, diagnosis, and at least you should write 3 nursing care plan for the first prioritized 3 nursing diagnosis. And the short essay, there are 2 short essays, each carries 7 marks. The second question, that is, Mr. Rajan is admitted to post-operative unit following gastrectomy for cancer of stomach. So here the patient is having a cancer stomach and he has undergone gastrectomy. What are the risk factors of cancer of stomach? Explain briefly the complications and its management following gastrectomy. So what is the question here is, they have asked for the risk factors and they have asked the complications and its management. So the introduction, as I said, you have to write the introduction part. Mr. Rajan got admitted post-operative unit following gastrectomy. Worldwide, gastric cancer is the 5th most common cancer, and gastrectomy is removal of the stomach either partly or entirely. The risk factors of gastric cancer includes age. So usually it comes around the age of 60 and rare under the age of 40. The gender, mostly it affects the men than the women. Helicobacter pylori infection, if it is untreated, it may have a risk of gastric cancer. Diet, especially the diet plays an important role. High salt and food that are smoked, if you have taken it, of course the patient may have a chance of getting gastric cancer. Family history and genetics plays a vital role. Type A blood group, some study shows that type A blood group, they have a higher chance of getting gastric cancer. Patient who is smoking, atrophic gastritis, pernicious anemia, achlorhydria, that is absence of HCl, and previous partial gastrectomy. So these are all the risk factors which may cause gastric cancer. And what are the complications? Here they have asked for complication and its management. So it indicates each complications you have to list down and write the management. Hemorrhage is a complication, but of course it can be controlled by proper surgical incision dressing, and observe or watch the patient for hemorrhage. So you have to watch the drain, the amount of drain and the color of the drain to check whether the patient is having hemorrhage. The next complication is bile reflux gastritis or esophagitis. So the patient will have the reflux esophagitis or reflux gastritis after the surgery. Burning, epigastric pain and vomiting of bilious material manifest this condition. So what are the signs is like burning, gastritis, pain and vomiting. So eating or vomiting does not relieve the symptoms. So patient should be prescribed with aluminum hydroxide or metoclopramide to reduce the gastric reflux irritation, bile reflux gastritis. The next one is vitamin deficiency. So as we are removing part of the stomach or the complete stomach, the main function of the stomach is to absorb the vitamins. So especially B12, C and D and intrinsic factor which are present in the stomach plays a vital role. So you should properly supplement them with these vitamins. So watch the patient for signs of pernicious anemia, especially vitamin B12 and intrinsic factor, both of them are not there. So the patient will have signs of pernicious anemia. So patient should take regular monthly intramuscular injection of B12 100 to 1000 micrograms according to their B12 level. So what are all the complications we have seen is hemorrhage, bile reflux gastritis, vitamin deficiency and dumping syndrome, which is a very important complication in patient with gastrectomy. So what is dumping syndrome? It is a condition in which your stomach empties its content into the duodenum faster than the normal, because the size of the stomach is very less, so it moves very fast from the stomach to the duodenum. So dumping syndrome is also known as rapid gastric emptying. So there are two types of dumping syndrome, that is early DS and late DS. Early DS, after the meal, if the signs and symptoms develops within 30 minutes, we say it is early dumping syndrome. And if it occurs after 2 to 3 hours, then it is called late dumping syndrome. What are the signs and symptoms? Signs and symptoms differs with early and late DS. That is, early DS, the patient may have immediately within 30 minutes of meal, the patient will feel nausea, vomiting, diarrhea and abdominal cramping. They feel bloated, that is, they feel heavy, weakness, dizziness and cold sweats. So these are all the early DS. In the late DS, the patient will show hypoglycemia, weakness, cold sweats, dizziness, rapid or irregular heartbeat. So the management is also like to manage the patient in early and late dumping syndrome. So how will you manage? The very important part or aspect in dumping syndrome is dietary management. You should educate the patient to eat 6 meals instead of 3 meals. Drink fluid. They should not drink fluid after 30 minutes of meal. So there is no drinking fluids after 30 minutes of meal. Lying down for 30 minutes after the meal. Eat more protein and fiber and fat. Eat simple carbs instead of complex carbs, like kind of chocolate, sweets, bakery items. Instead of that, they should go for fruits, vegetables and solid carbs. Avoid milk and milk products. Eating more plant extracts helps the patient to reduce that dumping syndrome. Other than this, pharmacologically, this dumping syndrome, the patient is treated with somatostatin analog, that is sandostatin, and acarbose, which reduces the late dumping syndrome signs and symptoms, and some kind of antiemetics and antidiarrheals also prescribed in the patient. So this I have given a detailed explanation just in case if it comes as 5 marks also you can write it. The next complication is gastric outlet obstruction. This is also a very important complication in patient with gastrectomy. So that is GOO, gastric outlet obstruction. After the gastrectomy, the patient will have constriction of the gastric outlet, which involves obstruction of the gastric pylorus or proximal duodenum due to the gastrectomy surgery. So how you will manage this gastric outlet obstruction is fluid resuscitation with normal saline and correction of electrolyte imbalance, and you can do some surgical procedures like endoscopic balloon dilatation and self-expanding metal stent. So they will insert a stent which expands and constricts, same like the sphincter. And intralesional steroids. So you can, the patient can be prescribed with intralesional steroids, that is they inject steroids inside that gastric cavity to reduce the inflammatory reactions. So these are all the management they done for the gastric outlet obstruction. So the question here is how will you manage the complications of gastrectomy? That is, what are all the complications like hemorrhage, dumping syndrome, gastric outlet obstruction, and vitamin deficiencies, and bile reflux gastritis. So these are all the complications. So you have to write how you manage it also to make yourself clear. And the third question is, Mr. X is admitted with history of alleged burns. Classify burns according to the cause of injury. What are the complications of burns in the acute phase? Which are the formula used to calculate fluid replacement burn injury? So there are 3 questions asked in this 7 marks essay. Let us classify the burns, write the complications of burn in acute phase, and they've asked for the formulas. So the introduction, Mr. X is admitted with the history of alleged burns. And what is burns? It's a wound produced by various kinds of agents that causes cutaneous injury and destruction of underlying tissue. So we'll move on to the questions now. They have asked for the classification according to the cause of injury. So according to the cause, the burns are classified as thermal burns, that is the source is from the heat. Hot metals, scalding liquids, steam, flames. So if it comes like that, they all are thermal burns. The next is radiation burns. These burns are due to the prolonged exposure of ultraviolet rays from the sun or through the X-ray. The next is chemical burns. These burns are due to the strong acid, alkali and detergents. So any chemicals exposed to the skin, if it causes burns, we call it as chemical burns. And electrical burns, that is electric current which pass through directly may cause a burn, which is called electrical burn. So the classification of burn according to the cause is thermal burn, radiation burn, chemical burn and electrical burn. And the next is complications. They asked for complication in acute phase. So remember, when they ask acute, don't forget to put acute in most of the areas. Okay. During the acute stage, the burns will have the following complication, that is shock. Patient immediately after burns, the patient will undergo to a shock. Acute respiratory distress syndrome, that is severe asphyxia patient will have. So you have to monitor ABC. Acute renal failure, fluid and electrolyte disturbance, injury to blood vessels and nerves, acute duodenal ulcer, that is Curling's ulcer, and acute gastric dilatation, that is paralytic ileus. So these are all the complications in acute phase of burns. If possible, you can write at least 2 lines under each heading. And the next is fluid calculation formula. There are plenty of formula and at least you should write 3. Okay, consensus formula. According to this consensus formula, lactated Ringer solution, that is Ringer lactate 2 to 4 ml per kg body weight per total body surface area. So half to be given in first 8 hours and remaining half to be given in the next 6 hours. The next is Evans formula. Here he has clearly given how much of colloid and how much of electrolytes and how much of glucose. So Evans formula, colloids has to be given 1 ml per kg body weight per TBSA percentage. Electrolytes 1 ml per body weight and TBSA. And glucose 5% in water, that is 2000 ml for insensible loss. So day 1 half to be given in first 8 hours, remaining half over next 16 hours. And day 2 half of previous day colloids and electrolytes, all of insensible fluid replacement. So the next is Brooke-Army's formula. Colloid has to be given 0.5 ml per kg body weight per TBSA per percentage, and electrolytes 1.5 ml per kg body weight. And glucose 5% in water is 2000 ml. So here Brooke-Army and Evans are almost same, but only the amount is different. The next is Parkland-Baxter formula, which is very ideal formula. Most of the places they use, that is Ringer lactate 4 ml per kg body weight. Day 1 half to be given in first 8 and half to be given in next 16 hours. And day 2 it varies according to the colloid. It varies and colloid should be added. So these are all the questions comes under the part 1, that is essay questions. We have discussed here long essay and 2 short essay questions, and I will come to you with another part of this question paper discussing short notes. Thank you.